Hey guys, it's Brian here. Welcome back to another review for the TheH0RR0Rman's Slashback Challenge. And a theme that Joe the Horrorman has set for this week is titled Halfway to Holiday Slashers, which essentially just means Christmas slasher movies. And today I'm going to review Jack Frost. This is a 1997 film, not the 1998 family movie that starred Michael Keaton. Both of them deal with people that become snowmen, although this one is a horror comedy about a guy that becomes a killer snowman, where the other film is just a family film. All right, now the plot of this one is fairly simple. It's very similar to films like Child's Play and Ghost in the Machine. We have a serial killer that dies, kind of, and becomes a snowman. Um, Now the plot of this film is essentially Jack Frost is a serial killer. He's been caught, and he's on his way to be transported for his execution. This is during Christmas time, which they kind of explained during the credits. The whole backstory for Jack Frost is actually told during the credits, which pretty much show a Christmas tree and the cast of actors and stuff in the production crew. Their name are on the Christmas bulbs, which was a big turn off for me initially when I tried to watch this the first time. I didn't make it past the credits. But I figured, for the challenge, I wanted to review something I haven't seen before, so I went back to this movie. So he's being transported in this prison transport, and it collides with another vehicle that has this weird experimental acid in it. And Jack Frost ends up getting splashed with the acid, and he appears to die, like he's being eaten away by the acid, but in fact, his DNA gets melded with the snow, and he becomes a killer snowman. And essentially, he wants to get revenge on the sheriff that arrested him, who lives in a town called Snowminton. So he heads off there to get revenge on the sheriff and his family. And that's pretty much the plot of this one. Um, Now, I was really hoping with this movie when I was started watching it, they'd be one of those so bad it's good films, because usually with Vinegar Syndrome releases, that's what it is. And with this film, it wasn't so much that for me. The humor wasn't really there. It wasn't as funny as it really should have been. Like, maybe the film was so competent that was kind of dull. Another thing too with this film that I didn't like was the look of the snowman. And what happened was, I guess, when they went into pre-production, they had more money for special effects, and when it was time to shoot, they had lost that extra funding, so they had to work with what they had. So there were scenes where the snowman looks like a Christmas decoration, and other times where it looks just like a man in a suit, very similar to something the Gingerdead Man, something like that. Um, I think this film wouldn't have been as notable if it wasn't for the participation of Shannon Elizabeth, who went on to greater fame in those American Pie movies. And of course, she has the notorious shower scene, which also makes this film popular with the people. Um, I don't know. I really wish they had the money to do the special effects right, because this could have been kind of cool. Another thing too was, like, I didn't quite understand his abilities. There's times where he turns into a puddle of water and then he reforms as a snowman, and I think they use this so he can get around, getting into houses and getting through doors and stuff like that. Because you would think once he got inside, he wouldn't be as effective. Um, I don't know. The thing too, I just wish he was a better looking snowman. It was funny because when Michael Keaton's Jack Frost movie came out, a lot of the critics felt that snowman in that movie was much more creepier than the one in this movie. Although I'm kind of amused, I'm thinking that people back in the day may have rented this movie thinking it was the Michael Keaton movie and then showing it to the kids. Although this film isn't scary enough to scare the kids, but it's just a whole different Jack Frost movie. And of course, another thing too was I really didn't like Shannon Elizabeth's shower scene in this one because they played it for laughs, and I think it's kind of aged poorly now. So I don't know. I was really hoping, oh, this would be a so bad it's good kind of movie, because I love those. But this film for me wasn't. It was just kind of dull. Still haven't watched the sequel. I have that though. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. That's my review. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.